And the visitors from Malaysia, the NS Matrix Steers. Well, as mentioned, Window 3, a rematch of the opening game that took place in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in which it was a double overtime victory in which Taoyuan Pauian pilots narrowly escaped in what was an exciting game. The NS Matrix Steers still winless so far here in BCL Asia East, and they are the one team along with Pelita Jaya that did qualify last season to make it to Dubai, the City of Gold, in 2024 for the 2024 BCL Asia Final Tournament. Their standings, Taoyuan Pauian pilots remaining undefeated, and at the end of this window, they could very well cement top position. Well, we're going to get set now to introduce the key players of these two teams, but again, welcome to New Taipei City, the home of, indeed, the New Taipei Kings. But right now, it's about those fans in orange, the Taoyuan Pauian pilots. Well, these fans saw an amazing game the other night in which they saw their team, the Taoyuan Pauian pilots, prevail with a big victory against Pelita Jaya, and they'll be hoping to remain undefeated, and hopefully they can take care of business against a very inspired, well, a very determined NS Matrix Steers who are looking for their first win, as mentioned. Well, all roads began in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And now we're in Window 3, a total of 5 windows, and then a Final 4, 2 groups, 4 each, 8 total teams, in which, at the Final 4, 2 teams will be able to qualify for the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. But can Coach Feltham Seely's players, the team who have been arguably the best team in the history of Malaysian basketball, can they finally get their first victory tonight here on the road in New Taipei City? Well, there's no argument. NS Matrix Steers, everything goes through John Wesley Murray, but you've also got to give credit to the likes of the big man, Tolowalupe Obasa, and not to mention Marquez Lecha, but they're going to need some help tonight. Well, number 11, Wong Yi-ho, has been one of the key players as well. He actually proved to be very crucial in the second half when they played against the Taoyuan Pauian pilots. But it's going to have to be a collective effort tonight for these players to ensure they get their first victory. I think many would have looked at the likes of Pelita Jaya and Taoyuan Pauian pilots as being the 2 favorite teams, but anything is possible here. This is the 3rd window, 2 more to go after this, and we will find out who will be booking their tickets to the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, a very dominated performance from this team so far, but they went to a double overtime victory in order to defeat the NS Matrix Steers. They won't want to go through that again. Well, there's Kwan So-yo, who had a very good game against Pelita Jaya. We didn't see too much from Lin Tzu-wei. Well, there's the big man, Alec Brown, the player of the game against Pelita Jaya. And Chung Lin has been a very useful inside presence. And there is Pai Yao Chung, a glue player, but, well, it's going to be a return for Julian Anthony Boyd, who's also one of the key players in that first window. And there is Jared Jones, and the final player to come out. It's him. It is the superstar, Lu Chunxiang, a huge fan favorite here in New Taipei City. Head coach Caminos, originally from the Basque Country, of course made his way out to East Asia, starting in the Japanese B-League, but then came to Chinese Taipei, where he did begin with the Taichung Suns. Well, they want to keep his team undefeated. Well, there you have it. There are the key players. Coaches will now shake each other's hands. Now, you got to know something about Coach Feltham Seely. Drafted by the Phoenix Suns in 1981 after a very successful campaign in the NCAA at the University of Oregon. Well, he's one of the most experienced coaches out here in East Asia, and he'll be looking to make sure his team give everything this evening. Well, now it's time to introduce our 3 referees. We have Mohammed Hassan Assalam from Bahrain. We have Rakesh Ramalingaya from India. And of course, from Korea, we have Kam Jae-cheon. A big thank you to our 3 referees, and our commissioner for tonight's game is Kim Byung-gun. Well, we're very proud that we have 3 of the very finest referees in international basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of the windows here in BCL Asia East, and they will continue to do so tonight here in New Taipei City. Well, now it's time for us to look at the starting lineups for these 2 teams, and I guess we will begin with the visitors, NS Matrix Steers. And one thing I've been very interested to know is the fact that sometimes Coach Feltham Seely brings his star player, John Wesley Murray, off the bench. There's no argument. John Wesley Murray, if there was an award for most valuable player here in the BCL Asia East, he would be in top contention. A man whose three-point range has no limits whatsoever. I think if there's anything to argue is that the closest game the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots have had so far here in BCL Asia East, well, that was against NS Matrix Diz. I think tonight Coach Caminos is probably looking at his opponent and probably knowing full well that even though they're winless, that it's not going to be a walk in the park. But so far, you got to credit his team. Defensively, they've been excellent. But the one thing about the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots that make them such a clinical team is they know how to defend collectively and convert turnovers into transition points. Well, they'll be looking for the same excellence tonight on the defensive end. Well, Alec Brown spent many years playing in the Spanish ACB and now really loving life here in Chinese Taipei for the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Well, NS Matrix Diz. Now is the time for them to realize 3 players just can't lead them at once. Everybody's got to play their role tonight for this team. They've dominated the domestic scene in Malaysia, but now, and you got to give them credit. As mentioned, they qualified for the final tournament last year in the City of Gold, Dubai. And now they're just figuring how competitive BCL Asia East is becoming. More teams, a bigger pathway, and it's going to be all to play for. Coach Caminos getting some final words with his players. Julian Boyd's reintroduction to this team for this game is going to be massive. It's going to be monumental. Well, now we will take a look at the starting 5s for both teams very shortly. Well, Wang Yiho will be in the starting lineup along with Marquez Lecha. Well, John Wesley Murray will also make up a starting lineup, so we'll see Toluwalupe Obasa coming off the bench. I think, you know, what he's going to expect from his team is to try and get as many good looks on the perimeter. But if it's one thing about Felton Seeley, as mentioned, he is going to ensure that his team for 40 minutes play very tough as nails, hard-nosed defense. But he's got to make sure they try and stay out of foul trouble. Starting 5 at Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, Julian Boyd will be in the lineup along with Jared Jones, Pai Yao Chung along with Pai Tzu Wei, and Lu Chun Chang. So it's quite a big lineup for Taoyuan. I just wonder if Julian Boyd will play the small forward role, but well, we'll see. He's actually going to come out as a power forward tonight, but everything is going to probably go through Lu Chun Chang in the backcourt. As mentioned, with head coach Jurgi Caminos working with some of the top clubs in the Spanish ACB back in his native land. He is from the Basque Country. But for him, he is building a culture with the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. A team who indeed are members of the Plus League here in Chinese Taipei. Well, they've had their experience already making it to one Asian Continental Final. But he'll want to make sure they qualify for the final tournament of the FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. They've been excellent so far, remaining undefeated. Can they maintain that pressure going forward tonight here at home? They won here already, and that was against the likes of Pelita Jaya, the kings of Indonesian basketball. And sometimes when you are the #1 team, it becomes a top dog. You become the hunted, but so far what we've seen from Taoyuan, they know how to handle the pressure, and the good thing for them is they are here at home. Well, this magnificent basketball tournament was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. Over 3 decades, the final tournament was in 2019. And after a short break, the FIBA Asia Champions Cup is back. It's back, it's bigger, it's better. Indeed, it is the FIBA BCL Asia East. All roads began in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and now midway through BCL Asia East, we're live here in Chinese Taipei. Jared Jones will jump this one with Marquez Lecha. Them, the 1-point lead. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. .5-0 run currently from Taoyuan. And they almost force another turnover, but 8 seconds on the shot clock. NS Matrix Diz will retain this on the sideline. And this is what I'm talking about with the Taoyuan Pauian pilots. The coaching of Jurgi Kamenos. It all starts with the defense. This team is simply hungry. And now it becomes a question for Coach Felton Seeley's players. They've got to be able to adapt, play cool, calm, and collective, and adapt to this intensity. Marquez Lecha subbing back into the game for the Diz. Well, that goes out of bounds. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. That's going to remain Diz ball. Well, they need something from Obasa. But that's easier said than done because you've got to go up against the likes of Alec Brown and Julian Boyd. They got to go quick. There's a 3. They can't get it. Now here comes Taoyuan. Well, here's where they want to get into an effective, organized half-court set. Get the best shot. Leading by 1. The foul's going to be called on the ground. That's only going to be the second team foul against NS Matrix Diz. Substitution. Julian Boyd taking a break. Jared Jones back into the game for the Pilots. Pilots getting this one back on the sideline. Chun Yu Juice inbounds this one. Working in the backcourt with Chun Li Sheng. Finds Brown. Open 3. Bang! And now, New Taipei City erupts as the fans in orange of the Pilots. Now feel that the momentum is definitely shifting in their favor. Lecha. Well, the NS Matrix have got to find the spacing in their offense. Lecha goes for a tough fadeaway. Unable to finish. Taoyuan come up with it. Now look at the push. Chun Li Sheng working in the backcourt. Kwan Tayo kicks out. The foul is going to be called off the boards on the NS Matrix Diz, number 4, Shu Wen Jason Lee. Well, that's a case of getting caught on a switch on a mismatch, having to defend Jared Jones, and you can't argue for making that foul. The one positive for NS Matrix Diz, they do have one foul to give with 146. Intense pressure. Oh, what a take in the end by Ong Wei Young. Final seconds. Taoyuan trying to get the final play. Brown's got it. Pulls up, baseline, and he's unable to finish. Well, that will be the end of the first quarter. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots lead by 7 points. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats from the first quarter, and then we'll run back the key highlights and best moments. But so far, a good start for the undefeated team here in Group A, the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Well, they're currently 4 out of 6 from the perimeter, 5 out of 11 from within inside the rainbow. Both teams only taking a total of 3 free throws, but NS Matrix Diz, if they want to compete in this game, they've got to get John Wesley Murray back in the game. Well, there are your stats. We'll take a look at some of the best moments and highlights momentarily. Welcome back, basketball fans, live here in Chinese Taipei for this third window of the BCL Asia East, the journey that will take 2 teams out of 2 groups, a total of 8, to the final 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Currently, Taoyuan Pauian Pilots lead by 7 points against the NS Matrix Diz. Well, the opening game of BCL Asia East saw these two teams match up with each other, in which a very exciting double overtime game, but it was Taoyuan who left with a 3-point victory. And since then, they've been undefeated, and they've been terrific in BCL Asia East. Alec Brown trying to play physical basketball. The foul is going to be called against Maigan. But that is where Taoyuan cause problems. Whenever it's a dribble handoff, ball screen, this backcourt group of players, they just come off so lethally and quickly. So if you are going to hedge, well, you've got to do it very efficiently. Lu Chun Chiang back into the game, does have 2 fouls. He's been one of their key players so far here in BCL Asia East. And now penetrates, finds Jones. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Pilots will get it back on the baseline, but you've got to credit NS Matrix Deer's recovery defense. NS Matrix Deers. Still made the interception by John Wesley Murray. And the finish in transition by Michael Bunesvicki. Well, Chung Lin dribbling into traffic. Going in, get him rejected. Marquez Lecha. Outside of Warja. Only get an uncontested open 3, it's up. It's not a bad shot, but they just get an unnecessary foul committed. And the problem with this foul is it's going to send Taoyuan to the free throw line. There's the 3. Now watch right here. Number 35. There's no arguments. The foul's going to be called against NS Matrix Deers, Chin Jin Yen. And the reason you don't commit that foul when you put Taoyuan in the penalty, you just send him to the free throw line. 2:48 to go here in the first half. Taoyuan leading by 19. We'll try to head down to the Pilots bench to hear what Coach Caminos has to say. Well, look at Boyd. That's brute physicality, bully basketball. Well, there's been moments of promise from the NS Matrix Deers. But I think with their struggling tonight, somebody's got to step up and help out John Wesley Murray in the backcourt. Taoyuan have definitely done their homework from the first game. To make life difficult for the Matrix Deers, you've got to make John Wesley Murray give up the ball because he is arguably one of the best backcourt players here in BCL Asia East. Oh no, I take back what I said. The foul wasn't against NS Matrix Deers, so my apologies. Chin Jin Yen will go to the free throw line. Well, I think the foul is called against Matrix, but converts the first free throw. 2:48 to go. Now makes it an 18-point deficit. Second one, no good. Taoyuan will want to make as big a lead as possible going into the halftime break. What they can't afford, though, is to get too comfortable, too complacent. And that's crucial. He's got to keep going to that. Over 2 minutes. Back to a 17-point deficit. 10 points tonight for Marquez Lecha. Chun-Li Shung finds Jared Jones. Jones trying to isolate. Foul's been called. So another trip to the free throw line for the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Pilots have taken 7 free throws tonight, converting 4 of those. But with the score the way it is, I don't think that's too much of a concern for them. Jones tonight, 7 points, 3 for 7 from the field. Now make it 8. Well, you just know how valuable he is to this team. So far, averaging 18.7 points per game. Because he had 24 points the last time they met in the opening game of BCL Asia East. Now makes it a 19-point lead again. 100 seconds left here in the first half. Wang Yiho penetrates, goes in, gets rejected. Tsai Chien, said Alec Brown. Brown again. Well, would have been on both ends of the floor. Well, what can Ennis Matrix Diaz build from this possession? Murray bumps. But again, they turn it over. Jones comes up with the interception. And a hard foul. Well, Coach Caminos asking the question, should this be upgraded? But I think they're just going to keep this as a regular foul. So going back to the free throw line will be Chun Li Sheng. Well, I think the refs, yep, they're going to go to the monitor. They may review this one. Well, it's not that they may review it, they will review it. So the question is, should this be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul? Which would mean Chun Li Sheng will get 2 free throws. Pilots would regain possession. It's a tough one to see, because the question I have here, I mean, look, it's excessive contact, excuse me. But is there any other situation, because Wang Yiho is at that position, it's almost like a natural coming together. However, I can also see, definitively, the reach-in is quite excessive. But I'm not an expert, I'm not a referee. And I'll say this, 我不知道. But 他们知道. Well, big shout out to our 3 referees who've done a magnificent job this evening. They have called this game very, very well. Our 3 referees tonight, we have Mohammed Hassan Assalam from Bahrain. We have Rakesh Rama Ligaya from India. And from Korea, we have Kam Jae Cheon. But they have got a tough decision to make right now. Well, I think you know the opinion of the home crowd. I think you get their opinion. Here we go. So no upgrade. And the reason why I try to see that on both sides is because Wang Yiho was already there. He wasn't coming from behind. Well, no arguments from Jiaolian Caminos. But 2 free throws coming up. But Chun Li Sheng. Well, he's been outstanding so far here tonight. Very aggressive when penetrating in the lane on his right hand. 7 points. Now make it 8. Well, he hasn't missed a shot tonight. He's 3 for 3 from the field. And now 1 for 1 from the 1 out of 1 from the free throw line. Will he finish the game 100%? Makes them both. That's what they need from John Wesley Murray. But the defense is making it tough tonight for him. Jones has made a few threes tonight. Can't get this one. Brown tips a rebound. Final shot here in the first half. No foul called. Fakes the pass. Pump fakes. Fades away. And almost got the final play. And that is the end of the first half. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots lead by 21. 52-31 against the Ennis Matrix Diaz. Window 3 on the BCL Asia East. Well, we got 2 more windows after this one. A Final 4 in which we will find out the 2 teams that will book their tickets to the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Well, we saw the opening game of Group B earlier here today. New Taipei Kings winning emphatically against High Tech Basketball Club. But we're going to take a short break here at halftime. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes. Welcome back, everybody, live here in Chinese Taipei, the home of BCL Asia East window number 3, where currently it is indeed a 21-point lead to the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots as they lead in the rematch against the Ennis Matrix Diz. Alec Brown, as always, leading the way so far here for the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, 12 points. And both teams, interestingly, have 10 turnovers each. But the problem for Ennis Matrix Diz, they just haven't been able to convert a lot in transition. Marquez Lecher leading them with 10 points, while John Wesley Murray, the man who cooked from the perimeter in the first game these two teams met, right now only has 7. Pilots currently 6 out of 12 from the three-point line. Hasn't been the most consistent three-point shooting night for the Ennis Matrix Diz, only 4 out of 15. That is something they're going to have to try to change here in the second half if they want to get their first victory here in BCL Asia East. Welcome back, everybody. Third window out of 5, and then we will have a Final Four to find out which two teams will qualify to the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia, in which they'll compete against the champions of the Korean Basketball League, the Japanese B League, the Filipino PBA, and the Chinese CBA, as well as the two teams from the FIBA Vassal of West Asia, which many are thinking Al Riyadi, the current defending champions of BCL Asia, will be repeating yet again. Well, the back to the basket post up by Wang Yi-ho, now going into double figures. And that cuts it down to 17. Well, this time the foul will be called against Ong Wei Yong, number 71 of the Ennis Matrix Diz. And that is going to be the third team foul against the Ennis Matrix Diz here in the third quarter. 5:52 to go. Now looking for a post-up. Jones heavily defended. Nice give and go. Finish not quite there. Murray with the rebounds. And he turns it over. Paiyao Chung comes up with it. Keeps his foot with the line. Goes for a fadeaway. He's unable to capitalize. John Wesley Murray. Lecher, pump fakes. Ball on the ground. And he'll go to the free throw line. A blocking foul is going to be called. I don't know if it's on Jared Jones or Paiyao Chung. But it is going to be free throws for Marquez Lecher. Let's have a look at the replay. Well, that's on Paiyao Chung, yeah. Well, Marquez Lecher, of course, played his university basketball at Rice. Of course, he does have experience playing in the BCL, but that was in BCL Americas. Of course, also spent some time playing in Venezuela. Oh, free throw's good. And this Matrix Diz battling as always. going to be the final team foul against NS Matrix Tears here in the third quarter. Again, it's on Wang Yi-ho. Well, Marquez Lech is going to take a breather. Tolu Walupe Abasa coming back in the lineup for the NS Matrix Tears. Also, Chin Jinyan also back in the lineup. Well, good hands on defense. Can't quite force a turnover. Yao Chong goes in, can't finish. Taoyuan really struggling here in the third quarter. This penetration blocks the alley-oop. Jones with the covering. But can they build something? Yao Chong finds Boyd. Boy, that's going to be a traveling violation. Good call. And lost his balance. It's as simple as that. That's the right decision. Coach Camino's getting ready to make a change as Alec Brown will come in for Jared Jones. But watch here. One step, two step. Yeah, that's a good call. Obasa finding John Wesley Murray. Step back three. Doesn't get it. Obasa battles. NS Matrix Tears get another chance, and that's going to be the final team foul against Taoyuan here in the third quarter. And this is just like the first time these two teams met in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. See what NS Matrix Tears do. They just keep fighting to the end. John Wesley Murray, another foul drawn, so now a trip to the free throw line and potentially can cut this down to a 13-point lead. And this should be the part where NS Matrix Tears put the ball in the hands of John Wesley Murray, because as we've seen with Taoyuan's backcourt, they want to be physical with him. And they can't afford that now. Now both teams are in the penalty. Well, he's had a tough night tonight, and he can't make the free throw. 9 points this evening, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. I think the play is Obasa, along with Lin Tzu-Wei, just been told to calm things down on the box out. Murray makes the second one. 14-point lead still to Taoyuan. Pilots haven't found that rhythm, that groove, that identity here in the second half. But that could very well change. Juan Tayo. And another turnover as Boyd turns it over. Tries to go with the Euro step. And oh, he missed the layup. Well, that would have made it a 12-point ball game. But NS Matrix Tears come up with it. Murray, off one screen, hesitates. Almost turns it over. Still time here on the shot clock. Murray pump fakes, bit of contact, no foul called. And Obasa just can't battle for it. But still, Coach Felton Seeley applauding the effort from his players. Well, change into the game for the Pilots. Chun Lee Shung, number 3, subbing back in the game as Yao Chung takes a breather along with Julian Boyd. And Jared Jones also re-enter in the game. Lin being heavily defended. Now we're on the 10. Lin left wide open. Hands up. And gets his own rebound. That's something we don't often see with the NS Matrix Tears. Usually they do. Well, here we go. Here we go. Obasa commits a foul. And Brown will head back to the free throw line. Well, there was either going to be 2 things: a dunk, collision, or a foul. Option 3. Well, Taoyuan Pauian has been terrific. I mean, there's no doubt. You can't argue the NS Matrix Deers haven't played hard here in BCL Asia East. It's just the competition has improved so much. Brown makes the first free throw. Second one good. Extending it back to a 16-point lead. Obasa now looking for a post-up. Wesley Murray. Pump fakes. Well, the bump was made, no foul was called. And now the mid-range just not falling here for the NS Matrix Deers. And Obasa comes up with it, and a foul this time will be called. A bit of a mental mistake there from the Taoyuan Pauian pilots. Well, that's an inadvertent mistake, no doubt about it. Completely accidental. But it does lead to 2 free throws here for Taoyuan Pauian. Well, 2:31 to go. The test should be right now for the NS Matrix Deers. Can they cut it down to below 10 points going into the 4th quarter? He's unable to hit the second free throw. Juan Tayo now finding Jones. Jones spins, baseline, goes in. The foul has been called. I don't know who they've called this one on, but Jones will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. We can see the defense trying to seal him off, and well, you know it's inevitable. He's going to spin baseline. Well, Jones makes the first free throw. Because Jared Jones, a very experienced professional, having played at most of the big leagues across the globe now tonight, has a double-double with 13 rebounds along with now his 14 points. Well, make it 15, excuse me. He has 3 assists. Well, if he gets 7 more, become the first player in BCL Asia East to get a triple-double. Something that hasn't been achieved so far. John Wesley Murray, heavily defended. Call it for a clear out. Step back 3 is up. Just can't finish. Offensive rebound here for the NS Matrix Deers. We'll try to go for the back door, but a kickball violation is given. So NS Matrix Deers will get it back. 1:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. John Wesley Murray will inbound this one. Murray kicks out. Wang Yi-ho fires a 3. That's a good look, but he can't finish. And a foul has been given, so 2 free throws coming up here for Taoyuan Pauian pilots. And this is a good response from the pilots. Now playing up to the physicality here of the NS Matrix Deers. Well, it's an unnecessary one to give away. And unfortunately, that is the right call against Taoyuan Pauian. Marquez Leche subbing back into the lineup.
2 shots.
Well, the first free throw miss, and that's actually his first miss of the evening. He's been 100% for the free throw line tonight. 100% from inside the rainbow. And the only shot that Chun Lee Shung has missed, indeed, is that free throw, the first one. He's been terrific so far. Back to an 18-point ball game. Wang Yi-ho trying to post up, and he forgot the basketball. And here comes Pilots. Jones down low to Alec Brown. Turnaround. Oh, right angle, but too much on it. As he cuts it down to a 15-point deficit. But another foul has been committed. Fouls on Wee Young Gun. Problem with that foul is it does send Chun-Li Shun back to the free throw line. Well, 3 for 3 from the field. 1 3-pointer, 2 field goals from inside the rainbow. And that is his second miss of the night. And again, it's another free throw. So he probably won't maintain that 100% record tonight, but I mean, it's a good game for him nonetheless. 10 points. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Wow, 3 missed free throws. Juan Tayo finds Chun-Li Shun. Penetrates. Finds Jones. Final seconds. Pump fakes. Another 3. Lecce secures a rebound here for the Matrix. Well, Marquez Lecce lead the 3-point count. 7 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. John Wesley Murray. Has he found that confidence after making that last 3? Goes for a deep one. Well, it was on target. Big offensive board. Wang Yi-ho. Again, went in among the Giants. Can't finish. Brown. Final seconds. Fade away. Almost got it. And that would have been something special. But as we head into the 4th and final quarter, Taoyuan Pauian Pilots lead by 15 as they look to remain undefeated here in BCL Asia East. We're live here in the city of New Taipei, in Chinese Taipei, excuse me. And it's been an absolute exciting game to watch. We're going to show you some of the key stats here. Then we'll run back the key moments and best highlights. NS Matrix Steers just now under 30% from the perimeter on Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Well, they've had a good game so far, 40% from downtown. And indeed, they've converted 15 out of 21 for the free throw line. Well, very shortly, we will take a look at some of the key highlights from this game. Welcome back, everybody, here in the city of New Taipei in Chinese Taipei for the 3rd window of the 2025 BCL Asia East. Well, a total of 8 teams across 2 groups, 24 games, 5 windows, and then a Final 4 to decide which 2 teams will be joining the champions of the KBL, the B-League, the CBA, the PBA, and the FIBA Vassal for the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. The last time these 2 teams met, it went to a very exciting double overtime matchup. But now Taoyuan leading by 15. Well, Jones has made a few threes, fires another one. Wang Yi-ho secures a rebound. Now looking to push. John Wesley Murray, you know he's going to be Mr. 4th quarter if he hits a few big ones tonight. But it's another unforced turnover. And now here comes Taoyuan. Chun-Li Shun penetrates, but he misses. And that is his first missed field goal attempt tonight. Well, he has missed 3 free throws. Wang Yi-ho, corner, 3 is up. But another offensive board, avoids the block. Let's just make 3 threes. Wang Yi-ho wide open. Well, they're getting good looks. They just cannot finish him at the moment. And that's tough, and you've got to fill for the NS Matrix Diz. Jones in for an ISO. Foul's called, so 2 free throws coming up for Jared Jones.
Freeze. And check. 45 Jared Jones is at long position. 2 shots.
My bad, y'all, my bad.
Well, Jared Jones currently at the free throw line, missing the first one here with 8:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Haven't done too poorly from the free throw line. They've taken a total of 22, only missed 7. But still with a 15-point lead, 8:46. They'll want to close this game out early here in the fourth. Second one good. Woo Young Gun now playing point guard duties here for the NS Matrix Diz. Well, he misses last three. He'll go for another one. Well, that's a good look, but they just will not drop tonight here for the NS Matrix Diz. And you've got to credit Taoyuan's defense, making every three-point attempt, and John Wesley Murray a tough one. Timeout's going to be called by Felton Seeley. 7:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Pilots, they are flying in total control. Well, here's another look at this play. Lift off. Wow, Junda Ba. I'll say it again. Jayo Wadapangyo, Alec Brown. Are you kidding me? This man is indeed Pilot Airlines. Well, 他的工作什么？他一个男人打篮球很好。He is just a professional, certified walking bucket, Alec Brown. Simply too much to handle. There's still plenty of time left here in the fourth quarter. It's back to a 23-point lead. And this Matrix Diz hasn't quite been the same rematch they had in the first window in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Lecho. Now finding Wang Yi-ho. Nowhere to go defensively. Lecho's made 3 threes, but he's unable to hit the fourth one, excuse me. Hai Yao Chung, who's been an excellent facilitator in the backcourt for the Pilots. Well, Liu Chun-Chang kicks out. This is good basketball. Sharing is caring. But the end product not quite there. Obasa comes up with a rebound. Foul has been called. Oh, offensive foul, excuse me. And it just hasn't been the night of the NS Matrix Diz. Coming into New Taipei City in front of this passionate crowd of Chinese Taipei basketball fans. And again, they want to put Chinese Taipei basketball on the map. They're going to the FIBA Asia Cup this summer in Saudi Arabia. And could we indeed have a team from Chinese Taipei at the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia? Liu Chun-Chang trying to play bully basketball, but it goes out of bounds. Let you now look for an ISO. Trying to find John Wesley Murray in the paint. Murray spins baseline. Gets caught a double team. Goes in. Wow, what a move. Wow. The Ball was on the rim, but a foul has been called. And that's going to be the fourth and final team foul against Ennis Matrix Steers. Well, practice, if you ask me, a bit unnecessary. Well, the foul is on Ong Wei Yong. That's his third personal foul of the game. And there's a turnover now. Wong Yi-ho comes up with it. Very indecisive, goes out of bounds, but what suffocated defense by Pai-Yao Chung. Wow, that is world-class defense. Pai-Yao Chung, are you kidding me? And there is the Zhao Lian, the Lao Shi, Coach Caminos, who's ingrained a defensive philosophy within this team. Brown comes up with a steal, and this Matrix is right now looking very fatigued. Move by Chun Li Sheng. Right at the defense. Wraparound layup. Well, he was looking like a baby Lin Che, who's arguably the greatest player in the history of Chinese Taipei basketball. Nice backdoor play. Lin Su-wei, no foul called. So now we have 95 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Wow, things getting very heated here at the moment. Well, fans, we do apologize for the scenes. And right now, the referee's doing a magnificent job of stepping in and calming things down. Well, tensions will escalate, no doubt about it. Things will get very heated. But credit to our three referees and coaches. Coach Felton Seeley getting right involved to make sure his players don't escalate things. Huge, huge credit to him. And same to Coach Caminos. So great professionalism from the referees and both coaches, because they stepped in immediately to stop things from escalating. And Coach Caminos right now giving his players an earful, as is Coach Felton Seeley. They don't want to see things get like this. Well, the players haven't been quite asked to leave the bench quite yet. Well, I just wonder what further decision needs to be made. And, you know, it started with him, of course. I think he was frustrated with a foul here. Let's have a look at the replay. Well, there is a little bit of a push there by Lin Su-wei. So you can understand there's a cause and effect. So Lin Su-wei did put a push. And look, this is what I love about Felton Seeley. Steps right in to calm things down. So does Coach Caminos, but Lin Su-wei has had a great game tonight. There was no need for that. And you can understand as well, Lu Chin Xiang. Things could have escalated even worse. But the officials, coaches, they stepped in right away and they calmed things down. And the reason why you got to calm things down is, listen, this is a great game of basketball. This fan base, they've been terrific. You want to end on a high note here. 1:34 to go. Well, the officials are just going to go to the monitor to try to review things, to find out what further action needs to take place. I would say one of the guilty parties from that angle is going to be Lin Su-wei, and of course, definitely Ong Wei Yong as well, both of them. Well, fans, we do apologize, but this is basketball. Pro basketball, tempers, emotions, occasionally they'll get to this level. But we got to give a huge shout out, a huge, props and kudos to both coaches of both teams getting involved right away, trying to calm things down, as well as our three referees. They wasted no time trying to break things up. But now the referees will have a decision to make. What further action to take place here? Well, we're just waiting to find out what further action needs to be taken by our 3 referees. They are just having a look at the IRS system to have a review, just to make a definitive decision if any further action needs to take place. The last thing these 2 teams want, especially Taoyuan, who have 1 more game to come against Bisharel Medal, is to have any further action like a suspension. But they're going to find out very quickly what's going to happen. The same will go for NS Matrix Diz. Well, they're just having a further review to try to figure out if any upgrades or any further disciplinary action needs to take place. These things, they do take time. Unfortunately, they do take time. Well, we could be here a while, and the interesting thing, there's only 1:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. And this game very much wrapped up, done and dusted. As I mentioned, would see the Pilots remain undefeated, and unfortunately for the Diz, remain winless. But instead, we have to deal with further action from this unfortunate melee of it coming together. Well, I think we're counting right now how many more players are going to be left to play. So we may be left, because you have to remember, benches actually did enter the floor, which, well, we're going to find out very soon, I guess. Well, here we go. Decision is going to be made. So an unsportsmanlike foul has been given in the end. I think this is a double unsportsmanlike foul. That counts each other out, but I think some players may have to leave and go to the locker room early, I guess. I think because some players who were on the bench did enter the floor when they're not supposed to. You got to give credit to Felton Seeley, because he was the first to step in and try to calm things down. Lu Chun Chang fouling out. Well, the one player who is being sent to the locker room is number 28, Lee Jun Kang. He's only played 4 minutes tonight. And I think that's because he was on the bench and got onto the floor when he wasn't supposed to. Which makes you wonder what further action needs to take place, because the referees are still deciding who is going to remain on the floor. Well, now Coach Felton Seeley's asking the question. Well, now things are getting a little bit temperamental here. The home crowd just getting into this one, but you know, we want to finish this game as strong as possible. But Coach Felton Seeley's asking a question. He has every right to. But the decisions have been made. But Coach Caminos, you know, I don't think he's going to argue. I think he wants this game to be done as well. Unfortunately, this is how things have, you know, culminated here in the end. Well, the one shot has been taken for the technical foul. So Julian Boyd at the free throw line converts this one. Makes it now a 27-point lead to the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. So now I think the officials are just trying to decide what, because the free throw was taken due to a technical. So now I think free throws are coming up here for the NS Matrix Diz. So 2 free throws coming up here for the Diz. And it will be Wee Young Gun at the free throw line. Well, we do have a further delay here. I think another decision needs to be taken, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Well, fans, we'll try to keep you updated on what's happening here, but not quite sure. Oh, it's just been a tough night tonight here for the NS Matrix Diz. I think they were trying to figure out who should be taking the free throws. So now at the free throw line is Michael Munesvitsky. Who's now making his debut here in BCL Asia East. Only 2 points tonight. He's unable to hit the free throw. 1:34 to go, down by 27. Second one good. The possession will be regained by the NS Matrix Diz. Final moments here in the fourth quarter. Well, a timeout is going to be called by Coach Felton Seeley. I think the whole crowd just giving a reaction there like this game might never end at the moment. But as mentioned, 1:34 to go. Taoyuan Pauian Pilots remaining perfect here as they look to further improve their chances of qualifying for the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, fans, if you are watching this game, make sure you follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, trying to get these final minutes done. It's been a great window so far here in Chinese Taipei and New Taipei City. Remember, we saw the opening window of Group B, in which New Taipei Kings winning emphatically against High Tech Basketball Club. And remember, 5 windows, 2 more to go after this. The next one will be in Bangkok, then will be in Mongolia, and then we'll have the Final Four to find out which 2 teams will qualify for the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. And this Matrix Diz playing for pride. Now run to 90 seconds. Well, they almost turned this one over. They regain possession. They get it off in time. Count it. Well, the 3 has been tucked away. Michael nails that one. Unfortunately, it only cuts down to a 23-point deficit. And a foul has been called.
Here's number 10, Michael. And check your foul. Well, this will see Chun Yujue go to the free throw line. Hasn't scored tonight, but now will be his chance. He hasn't taken a shot tonight, interestingly. But Chun Yujue, first time to get some points on the board. So he makes the first one. He's unable to convert the second one. Mike with the rebound. Now with just over a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. There'll be one final game for Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, and they'll take on Bishop Metal. Well, the mid-range is up, and that's way off the mark.
Dennis Matrix Diaz looking down at the doom and gloom of the barrel of remaining winless here in BCL Asia East. Losing all 3 games at home. 1 in Jakarta. Chun-Li Sheng finds Boyd. Twist, turn, goes in, can't finish. But Chun Yu-Jue with a rebound. 7 on the shot clock. Chun Yu-Jue steps through. Just can't finish. But Maigan with a rebound. Shot clock not quite turned off. The foul has been committed, so free throws coming up. Well, it will be Shu Wen, Jason Lee at the free throw line. So with 19.3 seconds left, the best he can try to do is cut it down to a 22-point deficit. Second one good. Shot clock has been turned off. Taoyuan, question for them, are they just going to dribble this one out? There's no more points will really make a matter at the moment. Dennis Matrix from Coach Jörgi Kamenos and his players. It's all over. Unfortunately for Coach Felton Seeley, his team remain winless. But it's just going to show that the team from Chinese Taipei continue to dominate here in BCL Asia East. Well, there you just saw Jared Jones, who it's fair to say as well, the player of the game. Well, Jones finished 19 points, 16 rebounds, and we are going to head courtside to meet with him as I'll be interviewing the player of the game, Jared Jones. So stick with us as I'm headed to meet the player of the game. Well, currently here with Jared Jones, the player of the game. Jared, first of all, congratulations, double-double. What does it mean for you and your team to remain undefeated?
We just want to come into every game. We know how important it is to try to make it to the Final Four. And we're just taking it one game at a time. We don't look at what the results of the last game was because we know each game has its own story.
Last time you played them, double overtime, very exciting game. What lessons did you learn from that game?
We know that this is a tough team. They're scrappy, and we know that we can never get comfortable. So like this game, we came out in the second half knowing that they're capable of making runs. They're capable of just playing hard until the last minute. As you see, even with the big deficit, it still got a little chippy at the end. So it's a game where you have to just play until the end.
The Taoyuan fans are fantastic. How important have they been for you guys here at home?
They're amazing. They show up and they show out every game. Whether we win or lose, they show support, and that gives us the make us want to come out and just play hard for them. They keep supporting us, so we owe it to them to give our all on the court.
One final game. Good luck to you. You guys have been brilliant.
Thank you.
Well, there you heard from the player of the game, Jared Jones. A terrific performance tonight for him of a double-double, completely dominant. Well, basketball fans, there is the final game here tonight, but there's one left for Taoyuan Pauian Pilots as they will take on Bishop Metal on Tuesday. So stick around as we also have the post-game press conferences coming up where we'll meet with the coaches and captains of both teams. That's live here on FIBA's YouTube platform. Don't go anywhere. Stick around for the press conferences. Well, hello and welcome everybody here to the post-game press conference of the BCL Laser East matchup between Ennis Matrix Deers and Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. Currently now with head coach Felton Seeley and Marquez Lecher. Coach, tough one tonight for your team. Just an opening statement on how you felt this game went for you guys.
For me, and we came in here trying to get a win. We were 0-4. We didn't obtain the goal that I thought we could achieve. I knew it was an uphill task. I'm a bit disappointed because I don't like losing, but my team gave the best effort. It just wasn't good enough tonight. We played against the team that's leading our division. They're a very talented team, well-coached team, and it's difficult to beat talent when talent comes to play. We played hard, but it wasn't good enough.
Marquez, great shooting night for you. Probably one of the best in the three-point line. Just an open statement on how you felt the game went for you and your teammates.
I thought it was a decent game, a decent effort from everybody. You're not going to make all your shots, so that's not what we based our performances on. We based our performances on, being a hard-nosed team. I think we did that at, spurts a decent amount of the game, but, when a team is this good, all it takes is, 2-3 minutes of a lapse, and, it can turn a three-point game into a 14, 15-point game. But in terms of, just shooting the ball, just playing with a little bit more confidence, and just trying to give our team a little extra edge.
I'd like to open up the press for any questions for Coach and for Marquez. Coach Marquez, thank you so much, and see you guys in the next window. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you, man. Are you being Mongolian?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the post-game press conference. I'm currently here with head coach of Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, Yogi Kamenos, and player Jared Jones, player of the game. We'll get an opening statement from both coach and player, and then we'll have time for questions from the press. Coach, remaining undefeated, your team prevailed to the end. Just an opening statement on how you felt this game went for you guys.
Happy for the win. I think that from the beginning we set a good tone on defense. We have cleared the option of try to reduce the production of Murray. He finished with 15 points, but especially trying to put him out of the game. First half, we control really good the game. We have moments where we have a chance to run, to take the lead of the game from the beginning. Third quarter, really bad. We need to understand that we need to be more focused. We are, especially at the beginning, on understanding or even non-following the plays that we want to run, the sets how we want to run, not reading well. After this, slowly we back to be focused on the game. Last quarter, our defense improved. And important win, closer to our main goal, that is be on the Final Four. The next game will be the key. With the next win, we also are going to be first on the group. So right now, happy with the result. Of course, not happy on the way that the game finished. I think that is something that we need to avoid, these unsportsmanlike things. And one day off to be ready to play against Metal.
Thank you, Coach.
教练说今天很开心可以拿下这场的胜利，就是我们一开始有建立很好的防守强度，因为我们一开始的比赛策略就是不想要让 Murray 得到太多的分，因为他上次打我们的时候打得太好。那其实我们上半场其实控制得很好，我们快攻也有跑出来，就打出很不错的分差。但是我们第三节的时候打得很不好，不够专注，想打的一些战术也没有打出来。我们知道后面还慢慢拉回我们的专注，防守也变得比较稳定。那拿下这场就是继续接近我们的目标，就是4强。那如果再拿下下一场的话，我们就可以分组第一，这也是我们现在接下来要专注的地方。虽然比赛结尾这个插曲我们其实不是很喜欢，我们是希望可以尽量避免。那我们现在其实就是专注在下一场。
Jared, again, another great performance of you winning the player of the game, and what I think obviously you acknowledge it's a team effort. But from your perspective, what has been the key strength of your team being undefeated?
I think that first of all, there's a lot of different styles of play amongst the teams. And I think when you have, these back-to-back games, there's not a lot of time to prepare for the next game. So we just have to stay true to our principles as a team. And, I think we had a great defensive effort as a team. And offensively, we shared the ball and just, stuck to our identity. So I think that helped us have success.
就是关于我们打到这么多不同的球队，我们要怎么准备？那琼斯就提到说，像这么多不同的对手，有很多不同的他们的很多不同的打法，然后我们又是背靠背，其实有时候没有很多的时间去准备这些比赛。但是我们其实就建立好我们球队的原则，然后我们很好的去执行它。那其实我们球队最近准备的很充分，进攻就是不断的分享球，打出我们的风格，想办法就拿到这些胜利。
Coach, one final question from me. What would be the one thing you emphasize going into the last game, knowing that a chance to clinch a Final Four spot could be there?
The first is that Metal is really resilient team. They were on the final 0-3. They play a window on the BCL. They came back on the semifinals to 1-4-3. Even right now, they have a problem with one of their imports. They keep fighting their games. It's a really tough team. So we need to understand that it's not going to be an easy game. How they are playing every single game is a really solid team. What I see about him, their coach prepared the team really good. So we need to understand that it's going to be, like JJ say, a little bit different style of basketball. I think that they play more organized than these two opponents, but they play really tough and they are really resilient.
就是刚刚问到说我们接下来专注的重点在哪里？那我们知道蒙古队他们这个对手 Metal 他们是非常有韧性的一个球队。他们虽然是 BCL 的期间在打他们的季后赛，他们4强的时候，他们原本是3-0落后，他们最后还是追回来4-3，然后又进到冠军赛。那他们现在虽然只剩下丹阳将，但是他们跟对手冠军赛还是打得非常的激烈，是很不好打一个球队。那据我们了解，其实他们的教练对比赛的准备也很充分。那他们的球风会跟我们现在目前这2场对手比较不一样，他们打得很有纪律性，所以我们会知道很不好打。
I'd like to open up questions for the press.
like I say, I don't like these things, and I'm not going to talk more about these things.
就是教练刚刚讲，其实他不喜欢这种事情，所以他其实也不会多谈这方面的东西。
Any more questions?
About basketball?
Coach Kamenos, Jared, congratulations and all the best in the final game.
Thank you.